where Kokomi said to meet her. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers we came by here last time we visited Watatsumi Island. That was back when you did your stint as captain of Swordfish too. Paimon's curious whether the resistance troops still remember you. Things on the island must have changed a lot since then. Oh, shall we take a look around?
Δεν θα έχει αλλάξει και τίποτα.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the enemy, seek unequivocal domination and crush them. Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea. Burning their ships is the path to success.
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise that a Fatui ship is moored nearby. This explains their aggressive posture.
Fatui? Πόλεμος θα αρχίσει.
We could split into two teams. One to draw their attention, and the other to circle around behind enemy lines and set fire to their ship. They'd have nowhere to run. Then again, Madame Kokomi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces. We'd risk being picked off one by one until our whole line of defense disintegrated.
Sir, shall I send for reinforcements?
I doubt there's time. Based on their movements, they'd likely be gone before our troops arrived. Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the first move. Since we lack sufficient troops, I don't think we can afford to engage the enemy at this time.
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them leave? Surely there must be another way.
Δεν πάει καθόλου η φωνή του.
Her Excellency's directives also state help may arrive when all seems lost. As for where this help is supposed to come from, Hey,
Goro! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Her Excellency's directives are as reliable as ever. You've arrived just in time. Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusually active. We've been monitoring their movements, waiting in ambush here. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into two teams. Can we ask you to keep them occupied?
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui. Whatever they're planning, we won't let them get away with it.
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines and sabotage their ship. Let's meet back here afterward. Watch yourselves. We'll be back shortly.
Seems like the resistance still remembers us. Come on, let's help them get this situation under control.
Oh shit. Νάτι.
Frozen.
Stabilize! Quick! I will have order.
Here we go. Time for takeoff.
Όταν θα τους τρώμε όλα τα μεταμπέρες.
Comrades, they've set the ship on fire! An arson attack! Curse them! They leave us no choice but to attack! Comrades, let's make them regret it!
Είναι λίγο δύσκολο. Όχι, δεν θέλει.
Dust! Order guide you. Solidify!
Yahoo! Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Too far.
Εύκολο.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent their escape without you.
What's that you're holding? Is it the directives from Kokomi? Let Paimon see. Oh, wow. This is a whole book. Is it all Kokomi's directives?
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them. I have 5 more volumes with me.
Τι?
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her general operational directives, which are more comprehensive than most.
Α,
Still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure we're prepared for every eventuality, no matter how complex.
δεν θα με πώς το κουβαλάς αυτό. Γιατί μάγκα μου δεν φαίνεται να χωράει κάπου. Να το βάλεις σε καμία τσάντα, ξέρω εγώ. Και στην τσέπη σου δεν το κρατάς σίγουρα αυτό, εκτός κι αν έχει 18.000 εκατομμύρια σελίδες.
Understanding every eventuality sounds tiring enough, let alone writing them all down. Must have taken Kokomi a heck of a long time.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? We've all been feeling your absence. Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace, and that we should reduce the size of the military and focus on helping the civilian population return to normal. About half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoons. The other half have been given various other functions like patrol, construction, and farming. Of course, not everyone's happy about it. The other day, an old buddy of mine was grumbling about being forced to build houses. Said they'd have to drag him away from the front line, kicking and screaming.
Αφού δεν υπάρχει πόλεμος και κάπου σε cutscenes πριν, ένα σάμουράι σηκώνει 3 από εσάς. So, καλά κάνει που δεν είναι εκεί πέρα.
The spirit of the resistance is alive and well, huh? Anyway, we're here because Kokomi invited us to the victory feast. Do you know where we could find...
I believe Her Excellency is currently at Boro Village. There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. If I'm not mistaken, Her Excellency has gone to deal with it in person.
Μπορεί να το κάνει αυτά μόνη της.
We should probably get going ourselves. And, also, on your way over, please check in on the soldiers. I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but I don't know what's causing it. They won't say.
Γιατί να με ακούσουν.
They used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping it hidden. I don't like it one bit.
Sounds good. Paimon was just thinking it'd be good to see everyone again. Ready when you are.
Α, είναι μόνο ξύνα. Δεν θα χρειάζεται να κάνω κανένα teleport. Πάμε σε λεπτό. Οπ, το τσάκωσα.
Wait, aren't you Captain of Swordfish 2? Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our gratitude. Watatsumi Island wouldn't have come to peace without your efforts. I wasn't with Swordfish 2. But I did see you in Tatarasuna. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of honor. Oh, it was quite the show. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service. On edge, you say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed it too.
Τι ξέρεις γι' αυτό?
In fairness, the battle isn't long over and, well, perhaps it isn't quite over for them. You know what I mean? Every single person looked death in the face that day. It's not an experience you forget in a hurry. Victory's declared and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. But people can't just snap back into normal life again. I think things will improve, but it's gonna take some time. I don't know what else it could be, but what I do know is that as long as Her Excellency is with us, Watatsumi Island is safe. And all the more so now that you're back. Seriously, if there's ever anything you need, just say the word.
What a nice guy. Let's go ask some other people.
Μηνότος λίγο τελείωσε κάπως ξαφνικά ο πόλεμος. Like με το που μπούκανα μέσα τελείωσε αμέσως.
Peace at last. Living the dream. Don't I know you? I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Can't place you, but I'm guessing you're not with the Shogun's army. So, you need something? Unsettled? Unsettled how? I haven't noticed anything.
Okay, εσύ
Not
όντως
that I would necessarily. I
ο
keep to myself
τυφλός,
mostly.
έτσι πως είναι και τα
They're
μαλλιά
all
σου.
too rowdy for me. We're at peace now, finally, and I for one intend to make the most of it. My life right now is about two things and two things only. The sun and the sea breeze.
Καλά είστε εκεί πέρα στο νησί Γοργόνες, μια
Sorry
χαρά.
that I can't
Μόνο
be more
θάλασσα
help
βλέπετε
to you.
εκεί.
I'll tell you someone you could ask, though. San Gonamiya. She knows
Huh. Seems he's about to fall asleep. Let's leave him to rest and go find someone else to ask.
Τι γίνεται εδώ?
I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a break. Why would she agree to that?
Exactly.
Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryo Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and plan to continue their attacks.
Wait, for real? You're sure of this?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in with a few Fatui. They caught them conspiring together firsthand.
Opa.
I knew it! The Tenryo Commission are a bunch of crooks. They'll never change. Honestly, it's kind of naive for Her Excellency to take them at their word, isn't it?
Shh, keep your voice down. Someone's coming.
Hey there! What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing just now?
No, let's not mention it. He's one of our closest advisors. For all we know, the peace talks could have been his idea.
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably play it safe.
Καλά, ήδη ξέρω τι γίνεται, αλλά τέλος πάντων.
Welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain. Nothing to report here. Everything is A-okay.
Σίγουρα.
Her Excellency should be in the village at present. Head straight over if you wish, Captain.
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush going on there. But if they aren't gonna talk, we might as well head over to the village.
Τι γίνεται, όπα, τι γίνεται εδώ.
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryo Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryo Commission merchant doing business here. So, what do you have to say for yourself, huh?
Φωνή του μπάει και το πρόσωπο του περίεργο.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should have been allowed to set foot on this island, let alone do business here. Take him away.
Wait! Kokomi! There you are! Something's going down over here! You should take a look, pronto!
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal activity, so we seized him for questioning.
Μπα, μου φαίνεται λες είστε τύπος να το πετάξετε από το ένα ζώμα ολόκληρο.
Our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And yet he has no stock in his possession. We believe it's highly probable that he has been supplying the Tenryo Commission behind the scenes.
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Everyone take a deep breath with me. In. Matsuda, Uchimura. I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi Island.
Τι φοράει, τι αυτά γάντια.
But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, we must give him the chance to explain himself. If he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, he doesn't deserve to be falsely accused. This is Watatsumi Island. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding your commercial activity here. Perhaps you could explain your side of the story to help me reach a verdict.
Of course! I can explain everything. I'm a trader on the island, so naturally I built up some inventory. I was planning to hold off on selling until the prices went up, but then, but then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took everything. Now you think about that. First I lose all my inventory, then I get treated like a criminal.
Δεν μου φαίνεται λες και λέει ψέματα. Ότι αυτό
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods, and even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryo Commission's hands. They're in this together.
What? The Tenryo Commission are colluding with the Fatui now? This is the first I've heard of it. I suppose it is true. What's that got to do with me?
What, the Tenryo Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fighting's already finished? Seems unlikely to Paimon.
Δεν είχαν ήδη associations που αυτό οδήγησε στην Σινιόρα να πεθάνει.
We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like he'd have the time to be colluding right now. But on the way over here, we accidentally on purpose overheard some soldiers mention the exact same thing. Kokomi, do you know anything about it?
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryo Commission soon. The Kamisato clan has arranged for them to take place in a neutral location. Kujo-Sara and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss future plans in detail. But just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place, I started hearing rumors of collusion between the Kujo clan and the Fatui. Allegedly, their goal is to completely wipe out Watatsumi Island. If that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap. Even the Kamisato clan could be involved.
Αμφιβάλλω.
Sir, are you quite certain that your goods were stolen by the Fatui?
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that way. I'll bet that's where their hideout is.
Very well. The potential ramifications of this incident are serious. We will retrieve your goods, and if everything is in order, it will prove your innocence. However, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, I expect you to fully comply with our investigation. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Matsuda? Uchimura?
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I look forward to seeing how you've progressed lately. I also have a few new things to teach you. Alright, follow me.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
Να κάνω teleport εκεί. Ναι. Ναι, έχει φατούδι εδώ πέρα, ναι, ένας εκεί.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a hilichurl camp. Who knows why the Fatui occupied it?
Είναι ήδη έτοιμο camp, τελειώσε ένα camp, τελεία.
Pretty heavily guarded. How are we supposed to get in?
Samurai way. Περπατάμε μέσα, τσακίζουμε τα πάντα, φεύγουμε.
Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us an advantage, and we haven't given away our position so far.
Δεν ξέρω, αυτό μου φαίνεται απλά πολύ γκαβί, τα μας έβλεπαν κανονικά.
Our enemy is in the light while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand. I think we have 3 options available. Option 1. Take the king and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak at present. Nothing more than a few scattered remnants. If we strike from above and take down their leader first, the rest of them will be hard-pressed to put up a serious fight. Option 2. Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example, a store of gunpowder cakes. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, it would deal them a devastating blow. They'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale and fighting capacity would be severely impaired. Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the air is very humid. I can gather the water vapor, you add a touch of lightning, and together we can shock them into submission.
Wow.
That's our grand strategist. It's a lot to think about, though. Which option should we choose?
Υπάρχει και το option 4, απλά περπατάμε και φεύγουμε.
That will depend on our assessment of our own abilities. A surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution, but requires superior combat skills.
Μιλάς σε μένα.
With an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle. But absolute stealth would be required during the operation, or we'd risk exposing ourselves. If we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. So, which is your preferred option?
Κανένα από αυτά, αλλά πάω με αυτό.
It seems that you share my strategic sensibilities. This is my preferred tactic. It places us in the least amount of danger. Let's work together to give them the surprise of their lives.
Μένω ήθε δεν μπορεί να χρησιμοποιήσει άλλα όπλα εκτός από sword. So εδώ πέρα απλά... Δεν πρέπει απλά να ακολουθήσω τους κανόνες της kokomi. Πάμε.
The explosion was roughly the size I expected. Hopefully we've given them a fright.
Δεν έκανε και πολύ damage, αλλά τέλος πάντων δεν πειράζει. Δεν ήθελα να κάνω αυτό, αλλά... Πνίξου τώρα εσύ εκεί. Πάρε με την τζουκ, πάρε τη μέδουσα. Doubtful. Μόνο 21.000. Πέσει ο damage, αλλά δεν πειράζει. Ακόμα τον φτιάχνω. Ω, δεν είδα το animation της. Επειδή ήταν η παλιοπέτρα του ήθελε. Υπάρχει άλλο φωτούρι. Μάγκα έπεσε ξύλο σε όλο το κάμπι του και έδωσε εμπειρίδες. Δεν θέλω να κάνω αυτό.
Excellent work.
All thanks to your genius tactics.
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the strength of those executing them.
Αυτό ισχύει.
Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone involved. Victory never belongs to a single person.
Κάποιοι θα διαφωνούσαν με αυτό σαν τον Κρέτος. Θα διαφωνούσα αρκετά.
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the Fatui laying low in a hilichurl camp. Presumably, they've been operating out of here in secret for quite some time. What's their objective? Are the soldiers right? Could they really be in collusion with the Tenryou Commission?
Ωραία, γύρισα.
Let's scour the camp for evidence. If the merchant's story is true, the inventory should be here.
All right, time to take a look around.
Για να ψάξουμε λίγα αλήθεια ή ψέματα.
So these are the Fatui food supplies? They look a little past their best. Is it? Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials. This is way too dangerous. We should tell Kokomi right away and figure out the best way to deal with it. Hey, look here. Could these belong to the merchant?
Wait, what? Πού είναι η Kokomi?
There's a lot of stuff. Some of it has the Tenryou Commission emblem. Yep, this has gotta be it. Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the merchant's stuff! Look!
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. And he was probably stockpiling them until he could make a handsome profit.
Λογικό.
By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any need of these items, so the idea that he was supplying them doesn't make a lot of sense. In all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous as Matsuda and Uchimura had imagined.
Ναι, αλλά τώρα όλοι είναι σάς για τους όλους.
Though, right? How could he stockpile things that people are desperate for? We're not just gonna give them back to him and let him go, are we? It doesn't feel right.
Don't worry. I had already foreseen this. In my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday goods. These items will ultimately reach the people at a reasonable price. If he had taken the time to read the decree, it's unlikely he ever would have ended up in this predicament.
Kokomi, you think of everything.
Λογικά.
I wish that were true. Take this alleged collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui, for example. I'm still completely stumped. The low energy doesn't exactly help.
Ξεκουράσου, ξέρω εγώ.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Come on, let's take the goods back. It's not long
Αν
now
αναφέρεις
until the
κάτι μην το
victory.
αφήνεις.
It'll be a race against the clock to get all of this resolved before it starts.
Got it! First we mend the peace, then we attend the feast.
Ωραία, πάμε. Ότι δεν έχω teleporters. Να κάνω unlock το teleporter εδώ.
My goods! You got them back, huh? Thank you, Your Excellency. And thank you, Captain. You see, I told you I was innocent.
Γιατί τότε κάνεις τάτερο τύπος.
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned the whole thing with the Fatui in advance.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, there's nothing to suggest he had any correspondence with them. Had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left some evidence of it.
But what if...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As agreed, this is sufficient to establish his innocence.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All
Opa.
brawn and no brains coming to me with your crazy conspiracies. Lay off me next time, got it?
Όπα. Χοντρές λέξεις ρίχνεις, bro.
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You must bear the consequences. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rates, there will also be a fine, the amount of which...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by the principle of clear and consistent rewards and punishments. Just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you, but this does not exempt you from bearing the consequences of your mistakes.
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away. Time to pay up.
Γιατί έχουν τόσο
Your
κομπλέξ πάνω του.
He says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up.
Για ποιο πράγμα?
Those of a Tenryo Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave you to sift through and try to track down the owners. I know, it's a lot to ask.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. Something is going on between the Tenryo Commission and the Fatui. I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open mind.
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give it further consideration. I'm going to take these items back to the Sangonomiya Shrine. Why don't you come along for the walk?
Μπορείς να τα κουβαλείς εσύ. Είναι kokomi.
Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you.
Λίγο, ίσως, μάλλον. Περπατώντας.
It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently.
Σαν, εκτός από τα
Next time you
piece talks.
visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine.
Α, τι πουλάνε εκεί ρε, αυτό ψάχνει πιο φλάτια από χαρτί. Τι είναι?
You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in Sangonomiya. It was close to the statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognized the shogun's existence, despite not venerating her as the shogunate do. But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned. Relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. Mistrust has become deep-rooted over time. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our fates depend on you.
Pressure.
Thanks for your concern, but I'm fine.
Δεν φαίνεσαι καλά.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, peace is not something that can simply be declared. If we reconcile with them, the god who once protected us will have died in vain.
Κάτσε τι...
Come on, it's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should be grateful to be at peace once more.
I know, it's just... We should remain strong in these negotiations. We mustn't be too ready to compromise.
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully and be sure to proceed appropriately.
Wonderful. We're all counting on you, Your Excellency.
Υπάρχει respect.
Oh, Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. If she makes it into Sangonomiya, I'll be one very happy mother. You're a kind and gracious leader. She'd be in very good hands. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from Her Excellency directly, she must make the most of it. I mean, just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so mature and intelligent. My daughter has...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Καλά, τώρα θα ξέρεις ποια είναι αυτή.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year. Let me bring you up to speed on the latest situation.
Your Excellency, isn't this the captain of Swordfish 2? Will he be based on Watatsumi Island from now on?
Okay.
Your Excellency!
Please, remain calm, everyone. I'll get around to all your queries. Though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Then I can respond to each one as and when I have the time.
Σαν το Barbara situation μου θυμίζει αυτό στο story quest.
Are you alright? Me too. It does get pretty annoying.
Your Excellency, here you are.
Oh man.
There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items. I'm beginning to worry that they've been stolen.
Αυτό το πράγμα, το Your Excellency, είναι το ένα πράγμα που δεν έχει σταματήσει ποτέ η kokomi να ακούει.
Oh, we retrieved those already. No need to worry.
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze us, Your Excellency. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your meeting today on the development of the textiles industry.
That's today? Right now?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're just waiting for you.
Πανάει, μόλις έφυγε από ένα χαμόρisi, πάει στον άλλον, ένα ντεπών και πήγαινε.
I see. I was hoping to take a walk around the island with you, but it looks like we'll have to save that for some other time. Well, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the entrance to Sangonomiya Shrine. Then we'll go and make preparations for the victory feast.
Ωραία.
Yay, the victory feast! Just to be clear, we're talking lots of delicious food, right?
Αμάν ρε Πάιμον, αμάν.
That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi Island specialties, which I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Great! See you tomorrow then!
Wait, ωραία. Πριν αλλάξω το time του Genshin. Ωραία. Ωραία. Τώρα που είναι αυτό... Όχι, εδώ. Ωραία. Έχω τελεπόρτερ εκεί, ρε. Ευτυχώς. Ωραία.
Kokomi isn't here yet.
Παίζει να κοιμάται ακόμα. Σίγουρα.
Weird. She doesn't seem like the type to show up late to things.
Το έκανε αυτό χθες.
Let's wait a little longer. How is she still not here? Do you think she could be in trouble? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι απλά κοιμάται και ξεκουράζεται. 100%.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
So strange. Guess we should just call it a rain check then?
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, Her Excellency has made special provisions for such a scenario in her general operational directives.
Pardon?
Let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward until they arrive at a tree with purple foliage. The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when the visitor in question is of VIP status. As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times. I'm sure this is the right course of action.
Kokomi really does think of everything. All right, let's find the place she wrote about and have a look.
Α, εκεί.
Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive?
Ναι, αλλά...
It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look.
Πού? Από εδώ? Kokomi.
Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up at... It's you.
Τώρα πάμε για την ενοχλητική με αυτό το φαγητό. Γάμο το φαγητό, άστινα, δέστηνα.
I apologize. I'm not feeling my usual self today.
You got sick? We'll go find a doctor right away.
Όλα για το φαγητό εσύ.
No. It's nothing like that. It's just... my energy is completely spent.
You run on energy? You mean you're like a ruin guard?
Χτυπήστε την, σας παρακαλώ.
No, it's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't always be the infinitely capable person I present myself as. You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. I'll keep working at it. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on military strategy and perhaps become an advisor. Constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. It's such hard work. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, while also commanding their respect. It doesn't come naturally to me. And truth be told, it's something I never wanted for myself. But because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the divine priestess, sooner or later. Like it or not, it's just the way it is. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose myself in a book and relax for a while. Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory feast to someone else. I have to make a speech tonight, and I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong. This peace was hard won, and I want them to feel at ease.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. If only there was some way I could listen to a good read on military strategy. I'm sure that'd speed up the process. I was reading a book last time I was here, but I only got about halfway through. Oh, where did I put it?
We'll find it for you.
Ναι, δεν ξέρω καν ποιο είναι.
Read it out to you. To help
you do that for me? Thank you. I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa, look at all these petitions. So does Kokomi make time to deal with these even when she's resting? Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement. Consolidated Annual Report on Fishing Production. Watatsumi Island Monthly Maintenance Expenses Breakdown? This is a lot of work for one person. And it's on top of all the directives she has to write and the people she has to meet day to day. It's no wonder she gets burnt out from time to time.
Hello, Iga.
Let's track down that book and help her feel like herself again.
Τώρα πρέπει να ψάχνω... Α, οκ. Φοβήθηκε λίγο, πρέπει να ψάχνω από το random.
Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted? Swordfish Captain came back today. Energy +4.
That's just,
Μισό, πρέπει να το διαβάσω. Arguing with from energy -4. Αμέσως με το που το διάβασε πάει μόνο αυτό, ξύπνησε άμεσα η άλλη. Many things must still be settled. I need to ensure that they allow the goods to flow smoothly, but I must make sure that their money is energy -3.
Give it here. Guess that was the wrong one. Let's keep looking.
Αμάρε πάει μόνο.
You saw it, didn't you?
Ίσως, μάλλον. Όταν έχω stick drift. Πάντα ρε φίλε, πάντα όταν θέλω να κάνω κάτι δεν το πιστεύω αυτό το πράγμα. Εκεί.
It's gotta be this one, right? Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the other books have one, so she must have finished reading those already. Ooh, it's pretty dense. Paimon doesn't understand a thing. Well, let's take it.
Ναι, αν δεν καταλαβαίνεις τίποτα, να σε να το διαβάζεις.
Kokomi, is this the book you wanted?
I'm not sure, actually. Could you read a bit out loud? Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Εγώ θα πέσει για ύπνο.
Kokomi? Kokomi! Oh no, she's fallen asleep. What are we gonna do? Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. She's got so much to do.
Τι θες να πάει και να είναι μισοκοιμισμένη και...
pretty exhausted. Guess there's still some time to go too. All right, let's keep her company while she rests. Avoid disaster. Protect peace at all costs. The war's over. Things are slowly getting better. Did you see?
Τρελαθεί. Έχει τρελάνει λίγο ο πόλεμος.
What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
Ναι και ναι.
You've been out for ages. It's nearly time for the feast. I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there. Should be enough to see me through the peace talks.
Υπάρχει και λίγο νερό στα μάτια, μια χαρά.
Well, we better get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light the bonfire. Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy! Good to have you back.
Full energy δεν θα το έλεγα. Είπε 3, όχι 5. Το δείχνει, λέει voiceover εδώ πέρα. Κάποιο καινούριο που obviously δεν έχω ακούσει. Εδώ.
Did you know that Sangonomiya Kokomi, she's Watatsumi Island's divine priestess? In other words, she's the ruler of Watatsumi Island. The whole of Watatsumi Island is controlled by her. Paimon also wants to become a big shot like her.
What will you do after you become a big shot?
Then Paimon will deliver justice. For example, the suspect in question, known as the Traveler, ate 2 dango for lunch and only gave 1 to the victim, Paimon. This is a serious violation of Article 37, Fairness and Justice of the Paimon Decree.
Τι στο καλό?
May I ask how Your Excellency Paimon plans to resolve this issue?
Of course! As compensation for your wrongdoings, you will have to make even more dango for Paimon! Paimon wonders what the previous shogun was like.
Ωραία. Μετά από ακούγοντας αυτό το line και θέλω να σου βγάλω τα αυτιά μου, πάμε... Εδώ. Πώς έχουν μαζί. Κανένας άλλος χαρακτήρας, δηλαδή πρέπει να έχει μαζευτεί ολόκληρο το Watatsumi Island, το έχει όσοι είναι εκεί.
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick speech before the festivities begin. Oh, how much energy will that take? Do you think you've got enough? Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual. That's great! We'll be rooting for you. Welcome, everyone. Today is the day that we celebrate our victory. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou Commission for peace talks. I give you my word that I will strive for peace for Watatsumi Island once and for all. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only through those efforts that we have been able to prevail in this trying war. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. I hope...
Ήταν πάρα πολύ περισσότερο λογικά αν είχαν βάλει το μισό Watatsumi Island.
I'm so glad it's all going smoothly. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. Could I ask you to go around and see what information you can gather?
Για ποιο πράγμα?
I still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui. And I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure. We'll go ask around.
Δεν θα βρούμε τίποτα, σίγουρα. Απλά τσάρτζουμε στο Tenryou Commission και ρωτάμε τι γίνεται, με ποιους μιλάτε. Πάλι μαγειρεύετε ψάρια που είναι πιο φλάτια από χαρτί.
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace, and it's all thanks to Her Excellency, Sangonomiya.
Εγώ είμαι ο λόγος που απλά ανοίξε την μπάλα, σκάστε όλοι σας.
Recently, let me think.
Η φωνή του δεν κάνει μάτς, ο μάγκας είναι 10 μέτρα γίγαντας και ακούγεται σαν τελεία.
Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back out on the ocean to fish.
Πόσο νοιαζόμαστε αυτό.
During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish and shrimp we could get our hands on closer to shore. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but there was just nothing I could do. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long, trying to keep it together until the morning. At least things are finally I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish. It's freshly caught, so it's a bit, fishy. But it's fine.
Ψάρι.
Oh, no. We couldn't possibly...
Εσύ δεν ήθελες φαγητό, τέλειωνε φάει τώρα. Άιντε.
Come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight.
Αυτό
Her
ισχύει.
Excellency always teaches us to repay kindness with gratitude.
Okay, well, thanks. Come on, let's go talk to some others.
Ωραία, για πάμε.
Hey there! Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's rep? Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui?
Ναι.
I've heard rumors, but nothing too detailed. It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the same feeling. See that guy over there? He's been acting strange these days. Always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He scared the heck out of me a few times.
Είσαι απλά προπονείται.
It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. Yeah, I really hope we don't go making any more trouble for ourselves. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information. If you still have questions, you may as well go and talk to him.
Oh.
Sounds promising. Let's go see what that guy's deal is. This guy smells of booze.
What?
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish 2, right?
Ναι.
You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a run for it.
Γιατί να το κάνω αυτό.
We would never run from a fight.
Δεν γινόταν μάχη, δεν ήμουνα για πάντα εδώ. Ντύπαρα, τελεία.
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stability.
Τι θες να μιλάνε για πόλεμο.
Do you remember what the most important thing is to the resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. Time to see if you truly are a bona fide resistance warrior.
Bro, αν πάμε να πει αν θα σε πατήσω στο χώμα σε 3 δεύτερα, γι' αυτό
I'll answer your questions, but only if you can beat me in a duel.
3 κουμπιά να πατήσω, έχεις πέσει.
This guy. Would it kill him to just have a normal conversation?
Ναι.
What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
Ναι, αυτό.
We'll see about that.
Έλα, να σε δω. Δεν θα αλλάξω καν σε χαρακτήρα, έλα. Έχεις κάτι να πεις, πάρ' το να.
You're a strong fighter. No wonder Her Excellency chose you. You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain, comrade, will you join us?
Και λέει, σε τι, είμαι πολύ σίγουρος θα πει Full and social Tenryou Commission. Attack everyone, kill everyone.
We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui, it didn't happen.
Τότε, τι γίνεται τότε?
Poor Kokomi has been worried sick. You're telling us you made the whole thing up? What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the Tenryou Commission.
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping to achieve.
Huh?
Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of Watatsumi Island is at stake. What's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree?
Εγώ κάνω αυτά, θα τους ρίξω πάλι στο χώμα.
We are the resistance. Everything hinges on our warriors' will. We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun, but we can put faith in ourselves. Surely you agree with that?
His point does kinda make sense, but something about it doesn't feel right to Paimon. Yeah, everything you said just now was pure speculation, wasn't it? Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for, all because of some imaginary situation that may not even happen?
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. What would you understand?
Πολλά και διάφορα και σίγουρα περισσότερα από σένα.
For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? We were all in. Now they're suddenly trying to tell us that none of it matters anymore?
Πότε το είπε κανείς αυτό?
You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person, but how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the faces of the friends we lost in battle? Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission and never forgive the Vision Hunt decree.
Αν θες να πας εκεί για να τους πεις δυο λόγια, θα σε πετάξουμε τις κλεισιές.
I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sango Namiya if you want, but you're too late to stop us now.
Too late? What do you mean? Darn. Doesn't seem like he's gonna answer that one.
Ρίξτε να. Ρίξτε να. Βάρα τον. Ήθερ.
What are we gonna do? This is really serious. We need to give Kokomi the full story right away.
Πώς θα το δώσουμε την ιστορία μου? Αυτή μόλις ξύπνησε. Θα της πούνε, actually οι στρατιώτες πάνε να ξεκινήσουν πόλεμο. Πάμε να τους το πούμε όντως. Χαίρεσαι που δεν είχα όψους, θα τον είχα ρίξει αμέσως αυτόν.
The whole thing about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They made it all up. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop them, no matter what we do.
I see.
I see. Πάει ξεκινήσει πόλεμο και ξύπνα ρε.
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Α, ναι. Να σε ξαναπούμε γιατί κοιμάσαι όρθια.
This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling earlier, it never would have come to this. I think I understand what Kozan means when he says it's too late. The talks don't begin until tomorrow, but both sides have already sent their guards to the location. They are responsible for making sure the area is safe and secure.
Μπες οι μισοί στρατιώτες της Kokomi θα είναι τριγυνάνε εκεί πέρα και το πρωί απλά θα επιτεθούν.
I highly suspect that one of Kozan's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards with an intent to reignite hostilities tomorrow during the negotiations.
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over there now and switch out the guards?
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team of guards to a neutral negotiation site will put both sides on high alert. It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryou Commission's guards, and we'd be in danger of war breaking out once again.
Με το μάθει
Not to mention, we
αυτό.
have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot. If we change the guard in haste, we face the issue of not knowing who to trust.
Sounds like a really tricky situation. So is there really nothing we can do about it?
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. Now it falls to me to devise a counter plan.
Για πες το.
These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever happens, I will find a way to ensure they do not come to harm.
Α, ναι.
Let's meet here again tomorrow.
Αύριο. Τι λες ρε, μέχρι αύριο θα έχει πέσει πόλεμος πάλι. Μπορεί να ήταν στο ψωμο, απλά θα τον είχα ρίξει τον άλλον αμέσως, ξέρω εγώ. Θα είχα χώσει δύο μπαπ, θα είχε πέσει. Δέκα και ίσο... Εδώ.
Well, the peace talks are upon us. How do you feel? Prepared?
Εσύ.
Here, take this. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure, but I thought about it carefully and realized there are no more than 187 possible outcomes.
Είμαι σίγουρος
I
πήρε.
took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt with speed, no matter how the events play out.
Είμαι τόσο σίγουρος, το σκέφτηκε όλο το βράδυ αυτό και τώρα θα έχει like zero energy, θα πάει και θα πέσει με την πρώτη μουνιά.
Whoa, this is huge!
Για πες μου, το κουβαλάς.
Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinated attack, seize hostages.
What the...
There are so many, but you've thought of a solution to each one. Paimon suddenly feels a lot less nervous.
Ναι, εγώ θα έχω μέρος για την kokomi.
These peace talks are quite exceptional. It is a major step forward both for Watatsumi Island and the shogunate, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the harder if we want these talks to be a success. As the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be willing to lend me a hand? Excellent. Okay, time to head off.
Και ολικά στη μέση του πουθενά. Τώρα η Σάρα θα είναι εκεί, λογικά θα είναι. Ίσως και η Αγιάκα, αλλά... Να τη Σάρα. Είναι τόσο σίγουρος απλά ένας κάνει τη Σάρα, απλά θα γυρίσει και θα αρχίσει να παίρνει σώματα.
been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
Security guard.
That's right. He's here to bear witness to the proceedings. He experienced the war between us firsthand, and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today. I couldn't think of a more suitable candidate.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it.
Ποια είναι η ηθοποιός, δεν μπορώ να θυμηθώ. Κάπου την έχω ξανακούσει σίγουρα.
The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami waters. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their catch back to Watatsumi.
That's fine, but if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our hands.
Πριν συνεχίσω, έχω τις καρέκλες 10 μέτρα πίσω από το τραπέζι.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smoothly.
Σε 10 δεύτερα δεν θα πάνε, γι' αυτό με το προσεύεις.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi, and the same has been true for your people on arrival to Narukami. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in inter-island commerce. Since the war is now facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment, having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally would work in your favor.
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryou Commission.
Τι σημαίνει αυτό? Jurisdiction. Το context να τους ελέγχει το Tenryou.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule indefinitely.
Και πρώτα απ' όλα η Σάρα ρίχνει κάτι καλά points. Αυτοί οι δύο κοιτιούνται και δεν μ' αρέσει αυτό. Ορμάω άμεσα.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us.
Πρώτα μαλλιά σου, μικρία πρώτη. Θα πέσει χαμός.
Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them.
Protect Madam Kujo.
Το πέταξε, ξέρω εγώ. Πάρ' το βιβλίο, ξέρω εγώ. Ας το βιβλίο γίνεται, πάει να πέσει χαμός. Πίσω. Κανένα.
The last one. But hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu. The situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns. But I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now!
Ναι, μην κοιτάξετε εμένα. Το wink.
collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
Κοίτα, αν δεν το λες collusion, πες το πώς το λες.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war against Watatsumi Island going. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
Όχι, υπάρχουν πολλά να χάσουμε.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. Then we'd see how it went. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation. How anyone from Watatsumi Island even found out about it, I have no idea.
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequences. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever, let alone entertaining offers of cooperation. So, what did they want out of it?
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep Inazuma in a state of turmoil. One day, I will hunt them down. Every last one.
Νομίζω σκότσο τους τελευταίους, ο ηρέμησε.
We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another chance to continue the peace talks.
But of course, Madame Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve this situation. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing Watatsumi Island's forces into your command at this time.
It seems that I must acquiesce.
είχα λίγα προβλήματα.
I will lay this issue aside for now. But as the Tenryou Commission has resolved our internal issues. As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure both sides have ample participation in the final arrangement.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations should be smooth sailing from here on out.
Γιατί το γουρσουζεύει θα γίνει κάτι... εντάξει, πώς και έτσι.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is rather taxing. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryou Commission's internal issues.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your people in the hope of procuring some assistance. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you. That way, you can capture them all in one fell swoop.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Έξω από την ομάδα μόλις σας. Όσοι πήγαμε από εδώ, εκεί. Teleport weapons, I guess.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage the peace talks and reignite the war. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental, and the end certainly did not justify your means.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, aren't all of our efforts going to waste?
Πόσο ακριβώς θα πανέξυπνε.
I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means I have to pay the ultimate price.
Έλα την πληρώσεις τώρα.
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows, and in the end, there was a glorious victory. For you, perhaps the experience was one of great excitement. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each day. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water and don't need you dragging them back underneath once again.
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will, but never how to let it go.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure, neutralizing any and all threats to the peace of our island. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join, but be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but there are still those who pursue war. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging training regimen of your lives. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Ένας από αυτούς να παίρνει 2 shogunate samurai μαζί. Να πούμε πως ένας shogunate samurai σήκωνε 3 και 4 από αυτούς ταυτόχρονα με τη σπαθή του. Άρα ναι, δεν. Όταν γίνουν buff 10 φορές όσοι είναι τώρα, ίσως.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination. And if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training. Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll report to General Goro right away.
I think that's finally everything in hand.
Έτοιμη να πες γέπη.
I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Meet you back at the hideout for some rest? Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island once more. Recovering. Slowly, but surely. I should be raring to go before too long. Today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I've improved, but I still get nervous when more than a handful of people are involved. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time.
Ναι, αλλά καλύτερα να είσαι εκεί σε εκεί, αν κοιτάς τι γίνεται. Ή να πάω εγώ τουλάχιστον.
To be honest, I'm still a long way off what's expected of a divine priestess. In the past, I was concerned only with winning the war, restoring peace, and making sure everyone could live a happy life. But I realize now that wasn't going far enough. People have all kinds of aspirations, and just as many measures of happiness. I have a long way to go, but that's okay. If I can't make the journey in one giant leap, I'll just have to settle for taking it one small step at a time. In short, I've still got some maturing to do. Could you stay here on Watatsumi Island? To keep me company for a while longer?
Να πω πως το επόμενο story quest είναι στο Λέου, άρα η απάντηση είναι όχι. Okay. Δεν έχω τσεκάρει ποτέ. Τι θέλει να κάνεις elemental sight σε χαρακτήρες? Ωραία, για να αρχίσω να κάνω και αυτό τώρα. πίσω στο λίγο.
Hey, guess who's here?
Oh, no way! It's the Traveler and Paimon!
Ah, Traveler, welcome. Good to see you. What can I get for you?
We want some blackback perch stew.
All right, blackback perch stew it is. Make yourselves at home. It'll be right out for you in just a moment.
Thanks, Chef Mao.
I was just thinking about you guys, and now you're here. It feels like you heard my call and came running.
Όχι το δικό συγκεκριμένο, αλλά
You mean you were about to come looking for us?
Uh-huh. There's something I want to discuss with you guys. Did you happen to see how the city looked on the way over here? Everyone's getting ready for the Moon Chase Festival.
Από festival σε festival, τη μαλακία του Ζάο και τώρα αυτό.
Moon Chase Festival? Is that another one of Liyue's ancient traditions?
That's right! Moon Chase is a big festival where we celebrate the arrival of the fall by moonlight. The old folks say that thousands of years ago, this was the time of the year when the Adepti would seek the way.
The way of where?
But it's completely different nowadays. We eat our favorite foods, spend time with friends and relatives, enjoy the moon and the flowers. So much easier. Basically, we just do all the things that people like doing and don't take a whole lot of effort.
Sounds like Paimon's kind of festival.
Μια χαρά.
With your great taste in food, Moon Chase Festival is sure to be to your liking.
Hey, if you got a problem with Paimon's taste, just spit it out.
Όχι, δεν είναι αυτό το θέμα.
So are you guys free these days? I'm taking part in this year's Masterful Chefs. If possible, I'd like you to be my culinary consultants.
That's right. Getting some suggestions from friends will broaden your horizons.
Masterful chefs, huh? So is that like a competition?
Right, yeah. I guess you probably haven't heard about it before. Every year, Moon Chase Festival has a different theme, usually picked by the Qixing. This year's theme is Feast of the Bounteous Land, so the Qixing decided to organize a cooking competition.
Master Chef γίναμε, okay.
Feast of the Bounteous Land. Pretty much sums up what Liyue is all about. Great theme.
I totally agree. I heard it was Ningguang that came up with it. She's so amazing and so full of mystery. Well, I want to take part in the competition, but coming up with new dishes is hard work. By the time you finally thought of something, cooked it, taste tested it, it can be hard to judge whether you're really into something or not.
Αφιέρωση σκέφτεται να ζούμε και είμαστε έτοιμοι.
So, I was thinking, I could get the two of you to help by gathering everyone's thoughts on what makes a great dish. I really want to think outside the box this time. And to do that, I'm going to need lots of different ideas from lots of different people.
This'll be a piece of cake! We've got friends from all over the map, haven't we?
You sound pretty confident.
Well, you know, not to brag or anything. But first things first, let's have a delicious one-man meal. After that, we can go around to all of our friends in Liyue and get their ideas one by one.
Okay, great. Also, Goba should be back soon, so we can all go together.
Oh, Goba.
Here's your blackback perch stew, folks.
It smells so good.
It's my pleasure.
That was so delicious. Theory confirmed, this is definitely chili pepper weather.
Xiangling can be a bit of a handful, so please look out for her while you're out and about.
Come on, Dad! Why would you say that?
Because I know you all too well, my dear, that's why. You mustn't be quite so reckless when you're out in the wild, you understand? You do well to be a little more cautious, like our traveler friend.
Don't worry, we're all friends here. Let's all look out for each other.
Ah, and Guoma's back. Roly-poling around as usual.
All right,
Kudos.
let's pack up and head out.
Kudos. Πού είναι ο Γκόμπα? Χουτάω.
the box thinking that we're looking for, right? Hu-Tao always seems to have a unique perspective, so let's make this our first stop.
Γιατί νιώθω δεν πάει καθόλου στο αυτό?
What? My ears are burning. Did somebody say my name? Yeah, it's Paimon and the Traveler. Oh, and Xiangling, too.
Oh, of course, Hu-Tao. Way outside the box.
Meaning you're here for some other reason, right? How might I be of assistance?
Well, Hu-Tao, I wanted to ask you, what kind of food do you like?
What food I like? Off the top of my head, I don't really have an answer.
Wow, so even Hu-Tao gets lost for words sometimes. Paimon sure didn't see that coming.
Come on, even the chirpiest birds clock out for the night, right? I'm no different.
Pretty sure clocking out isn't something birds do, but okay.
Right! There's no need to overcomplicate it. Just pick a dish and tell me what you like about it. I'm doing some market research. I see. Launching a new dish? Well, let me say right off the bat, nothing weird, okay? Some poached fish, a side of shrimp dumplings. That is all you need.
Poached fish and shrimp dumplings? That's a bit ordinary, isn't it?
Well, it is and it isn't. Think about it. Poached fish is hot and spicy with a powerful aroma. It's a dynamic dish. Add a side of shrimp dumplings, and there's your static component. Got it?
Dynamic? Oh, I can do dynamic. Mushroom slime stew it.
No, not that kind of dynamic. A dish is more than substance, it's a mood. Poached fish is red and spicy. It elicits a response from the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. That's why I call it dynamic. Shrimp dumplings are more subdued, clear and smooth with a pure and subtle fragrance. I call that static. Combining dynamic and static is how you create a perfectly balanced meal. A union between opposite but complementary features coexisting in perfect harmony.
Paimon didn't follow that at all. But at the same time, it kind of sounded smart, so... Okay. Dynamic, so is this just another way of saying you should keep everything balanced? You know, a little meat, a little veggie, a little salt, a little sugar?
Bingo! Except I don't think you need to have a sweet dish for it to be a complete meal. Personally, I always skip dessert.
Okay,
I think I got it. At first I thought you were just goofing around, but actually you make a really good point. How did I ever doubt you, Hu-Tao? Thanks. When it comes to telling tales, the storytellers have got nothing on Hu-Tao.
Ο Ζόγγλι θέλει να πει δύο λόγια μαζί σου.
Sounds suspiciously like a compliment to me. I'll take it. Well, at least one of you gets it. Everything in this world runs on its own set of principles. Be it the circle of life or sugar and spice. You either get it or you don't.
Since the Traveler seems to approve, I'll make sure to factor it in. Paimon thinks we're pretty much done here now. Let's head to Boo Boo Pharmacy next.
Γιατί?
Boo Boo Pharmacy? Yeah, you'll definitely get some interesting responses over there.
100%. Τα πιο περίεργα responses, σίγουρα.
If you find out anything interesting, you've got to come back and tell me about it.
Αν με αφήσει το παιχνίδι. Είχε κλειστά μάτια ο Ζόγγλι. Αυτό, ωραία, hide UI. Μια χαρά, φύγαμε. Έλα, πρέπει να ρωτήσουμε τον Ζόγγλι. Ένα από τα άτομα πρέπει να είναι ο Ζόγγλι, ρε φίλοι, είναι ο Τζιο Άρκον. Like. Και δεν έχω τίποτα. Όλο το squad έχει μαζευτεί εδώ μέσα.
Oh, it's you. Is everything okay?
Όχι.
Why, if it isn't the special guests who seldom visit. Less busy than usual, I see. Yikes! What happened to Baishu's voice?
Πανέξυπνη είναι το φίδι.
Excuse me? The neck. Oh, it's just Changsheng.
Αυτός τι κάνει? Πλάω υπάρχει.
Welcome. Here to procure an herbal remedy, I presume?
Ίσως.
No. We actually came for the conversation this time. We heard I'm entering this year's cooking competition, so I wanted to ask you both. Oh, wait, there's 3 of you. I wanted to ask the 3 of you. Most astutely self-corrected. We shall surely supply our assistance. You need to know what food I like?
Σ' αρέσει που το είσαι dead.
It's all the same. No flavor.
Είναι corpse.
Chi-Chi has some gustatory dysfunction and can't taste any food. Make no mistake, she's not being uncooperative.
Oh, I understand. That's fine. Still, I'd expect Chi-Chi to have some sort of dietary preferences, though. There must be some dishes that you like the sensation of. Sensation? Coconut milk. Nice and cold.
Δεν με εκπλήσει.
Well, that doesn't help us. It's not a dish, it's a drink.
Κάτω το ίδιο.
How about you two? Any thoughts? I like bite-sized morsels of meat.
Δεν μου ακούστηκε σωστά για κάποιο λόγο αυτό.
I agree with Changsheng. Many of our patients are the elderly and young children. They find large chunks of fowl or seafood difficult to swallow and digest. Dishes where the ingredients have been finely chopped, on the other hand, are far more suitable for them. We also see plenty of people with colds and sore throats who find it difficult to eat rich food. From a purely pharmaceutical perspective, I tend to recommend soups and stews.
Got it! Would that be medicinal soups and stews?
Of course.
Medicinal soup. I don't like it.
Γιατί να το τρως εσύ, είσαι dead.
I must apologize for having such a one-track mind. It's a little difficult to think about food without worrying about the health implications these days. We've had quite the endless stream of patients recently. If you ask me, I think the changing weather is to blame.
Μόνο. Καλά, ο Γκούμπα φαίνεται το αυτί εκεί πέρα, δεν ξέρω καν τι κάνει.
That's okay. Everyone's input counts. Keeping it seasonal and suitable for all ages sounds like a pretty good idea to Paimon. Medicinal dishes have higher demands in terms of nutritional balance than the kind of food I normally cook. I don't usually focus on medicinal properties, but since this is for a competition, maybe I can score more points by taking both flavor and function into account. Food with substance. Always better. It's a great suggestion. You're welcome. As long as we could help.
Από πότε μπορεί να μιλάει έτσι τούτο?
It's great to have a doctor's unique perspective.
Πάει αυτό.
I'm feeling inspired.
Oh, how you flatter me.
Receptivity to sensible suggestions make for a savvy chef. Oh, she is! Creating new dishes is Xiangling's favorite thing to do. You can be sure she'll put lots of care and attention into it. Everyone's got their hobbies, and mine is cooking. Usually I just go with my own ideas, but having a whole new perspective this time is sure to make a big difference to the end result. Great! That makes this whole trip worth it. All right, time to move on to the next. So we've got an independent thinker's perspective and a health perspective.
Usite. Μπράβο, αυτό είναι στην άλλη μεριά, αλλά τέλος πάντων απλά πάμε. Μπα, ας μην κάνω teleport, δεν χρειάζεται. Wow. Πείτε, τι κάνει εκεί.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon. And Xiangling.
Γκούμπα απλά. Α, και Γκούμπα.
It's been a while.
Είχα ξεχάσει τη φωνή της. Γιατί δεν φυσικά την έχω, so δεν θυμάμαι καν.
Hey, what brings you here?
What brings you here? Καλύτερη ερώτηση.
Has something happened? What's with this great big stone on the ground?
Long story. So, just to confirm, I will assume responsibility for handling this stone of unknown origin. Any objections?
Μπείτε, τι έχει να κάνει με αυτό.
None here. You know how to get things done, Kuching. As long as it's with you, I can rest easy knowing that it's in safe hands.
Should I take this to mean that you doubt the relative safety of leaving this in the hands of the Tianquan?
Πείτε ακριβώς ανάποδα, λέει.
Huh? Well, for starters, Kuching is the one who's always out running errands, rain or shine. Besides, you don't seem to give a wooden more about this whole thing anyway, so what's it to you?
I was merely joking. You, meanwhile, seem only too ready to pounce when an opportunity to publicly lambaste me arises. Even when it means giving our poor mutual friend here the cold shoulder. By no means. You wish to know about the stone, I presume. Then let me invite the great seafarer Captain Beto to tell the story, if she would be so kind.
You... Fine. Well, it's a big one, right? And such a smooth surface, too. Makes you think there's gotta be a good chunk of jade in there.
It was found by a fishing crew, not far off the coast. It must have been underwater for years, so the erosion will be what's given it that smooth finish.
Finds like this cannot be kept as private property, and must be submitted to a holder of public office. Placing it into our custody will also give them peace of mind.
So, what's inside it?
Well, we've hit it with just about every weapon we could get our hands on and haven't managed to even dent it yet.
What the...
Clearly there's more to it than meets the eye.
Bedrock θα είναι αυτό. Ξέρω εγώ, φαντάζομαι πλέον της Αγγλίγα το χτυπάει 30 φορές με το σπαθί της να σπάει και την κάνει πάλι 400 με το burst της.
No weapon could smash it open. Wow. Paimon doesn't think we've ever encountered a stone like that before.
Πρέπει να δοκιμάσω εγώ, θα το σπάσω με το πρώτο hit.
Kuching has taken an unusually keen interest in this giant stone, which is why we are leaving the matter in her capable hands.
Let's put that aside for a second. Traveler, what brings you here? Were you looking for someone?
Actually, we were looking for all of you. We need all hands on deck here.
Oh? Hopefully not because there's been some sort of cataclysmic event.
No, nothing like that. Paimon's just getting carried away. I just wanted to ask everyone about their food preferences.
Food preferences? That's a little unexpected.
I have rather simple tastes. Precise, pure, smart, and sophisticated. That is all I require.
Yeah, that's simple.
That's your idea of simple, huh?
Oh, μην αρχίσεις.
I summed up my culinary requirements in 4 words. Is that insufficiently simple for you?
A few weeks out on the open ocean would fix your flawed definition of simplicity, let me tell you that.
Ας την τσαγραφία.
What about you, Beto?
Me? If it's freshly cooked and piping hot, that floats my boat. If it's got a little chili pepper in there too, I'm one very happy captain.
Paimon thought you would have said bar food.
Oh, bar food works too.
As for me, it's got to be seafood.
Okay, got it. So, that's where I would disagree. Traveler, surely you've heard of golden shrimp balls.
Μην τα λες αυτό, δεν είναι Kuching, εδώ θα τρελαθούμε όλοι.
Oh my, they're my favorite.
Δεν το είπα.
You need to wash and devein the shrimp, wrap it in finely sliced potato strips, then deep fry it to perfection. There's no room for cutting corners.
Θα τρελαθεί η Kuching.
They're very precisely put together. They taste pure, the presentation is smart, and the skill needed to cook them is highly sophisticated. It fits Ningguang's forward summary to the letter. Huh. So what you're saying is...
I heartily agree. Golden shrimp balls are a prime example. Their essence lies in combining art and nutrition in a single package.
It is a dish of true value.
Okay, got it. So Kuching loves golden shrimp balls.
I didn't say that. Did I?
Μέσα σου, ναι. Απ' έξω. Μέσα έξω.
No, at least not outright.
Alrighty. Thanks for all your input. I'll be sure to take it all into consideration.
Πώς κοιτάει έτσι, ρε. Αυτό το... Πώς το λέγει η ιστορία, ένα τέρας. Να το. Περιγυνάει στον το χαζό.
Traveler, Paimon, do you have anything planned after this?
Γιατί?
Good. I'd like you to help me investigate something. It's about this stone.
Εσύ τι θες που πηδάς, κάτσε κάτω, ρε. Κому πηδάει. Αφού θέλουμε να σπάσουμε την πέτρα, πρέπει να του ρίχνουμε το κούμπα να το κάψει όλο.
My thoughts exactly. The Qixing has a public duty to deliver our final verdict to the fishermen, but there are also some things I would like to investigate on a personal level. I'm sure you've become acquainted with the general background of the Moon Chase Festival. However, I have my own understanding of this festival's roots. My grandfather was a researcher of Liyue's traditions. In his notes, he indicated that there was a deity called the Stove God in ancient Liyue, which people paid tribute to at a certain time of the year.
Πότε ανέβηκε εκεί πάνω αυτός?
Very few written records make mention of the Stove God, and those that do are notoriously confusing. Some scholars believe that the Stove God was just another title held by the Lord of Geo, but others suggest that this was a different deity altogether.
Πάμε να ρωτήσουμε τον Lord of Geo. Θα πάω εγώ δηλαδή, γιατί δεν το ξέρετε.
One folktale even claims that the ancients found the Stove God's shrine, but there was no statue. Only a huge, smooth slab of stone.
Σαν αυτό το εντελώς durable πράγμα.
Shortly after it was found, the stone was lost in transit.
How?
And it hasn't been seen since. This stone here has all the same features, so I suspect it could be the one that went missing all those years ago.
10.000 χρόνια, ας πούμε.
After many years of researching ancient texts, my grandfather came to believe that the practice of paying seasonal tribute to the Stove God may be best described as a festival. He called it the Stove God Festival. That would make it the forerunner to the Moon Chase Festival we know today. But this is all just theory and conjecture. To prove any of it, we'd need to start by identifying who the Stove God really was. Now that Rex Lapis has passed on, and Liyue has entered the age of humankind, his successors should continue to respect our nation's culture and traditions, just as he did.
Okay, μήπως δεν υπάρχει successor αφού technically ζει ακόμα. So, αν πούμε πως... Hold up, κάτσε να δηλώσουμε αυτό, κάτσε και εδώ θα το ρωτήσω αυτό.
That's why I think the responsibility for this situation should fall to me. It's a chance to shed light on our history, revitalize an ancient tradition, and possibly prove my grandfather's hypothesis along the way. With any luck, we'll nail all three in one fell swoop. It was just a couple of days ago that we received this stone. Right after we decided to use food as the central theme for this year's festival. It makes me wonder. Maybe a divine will is at work behind all of this.
Μπορεί.
3 birds with 1 stone, huh? That's pretty efficient, even for cooking. Hey, don't worry about that. This sounds super important, so don't mind me. Besides, we're only... Wait a second.
What? Why are you shouting?
Kuching, can I tag along for your investigation?
Uh-huh. But...
Since it's all about the Stove God, I might get to learn something useful about cooking along the way. It'll be great inspiration for me in the competition.
Ίσως ήθελε να ήταν οι δυο μας και δεν πήγε πολύ στο το σχέδιο.
Please, let me come along. I promise I'll help.
Τα χέρια δεν πήγαμε καθόλου momentum. Πώς έκανα το sound.
If it means that much to you. Okay, I suppose you can come.
Please να είσαι εισαγωγικά κάτι να πει.
Really?
Έλα.
Now that that's settled, time to get going. Jingsa Village is said to be home to a lot of historical texts, so I'd like to start by making some inquiries there.
Πάμε να διαβάσουμε 30 βιβλία τώρα.
Alright, then it's off to Jingsa we go.
Well, να με. What? Πρέπει τώρα κυριολεκτικά να κάνω το Wheel of Stone επειδή... Πού? Πω, επειδή... Okay, so let me do that real quick. Πού είναι αυτό το μικρό λίου? Πού? Πού? Σε 9.000 το skill. Πού είναι? Μα εκεί μέσα πού να το δω? Πω απλά πήγαινε πίσω, πρέπει να κάνω το story quest. Μην πάει δίπλα στο Ruin Hunter και το ξυπνήσιμά την Παναγία.
A reward on the road.
Solidify.
Σταμάτησε! Πήγε το όλοι σας. Τι?
Time for takeoff. Let's play.
Stabilize. Terra smack. Keep that.
25.000. Σοχτώ. Ναι, μέσα σε όλο. Καλά. Τι έχω δύο? Δεν πάω από εκεί, πάω από εδώ. Thank God. Μου έδωσε και 7. Άρα μπορώ να τα χρησιμοποιήσω όλες στην μπάλα τώρα.
Granny, we need your help with something. Are there any old books around Chingsu Village? You know, from a really long time ago?
Oh, looking for ancient texts, are we? Let me think. There is an old warehouse over there, property of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Many books are stored inside, those that they have no room for at home. In fact, their youngest comes over this way to read sometimes.
The Feiyun Commerce Guild's youngest? You must be talking about Xingqiu.
Ah, ναι.
Didn't know they had a warehouse here. Let's go take a look.
Όταν χαρακτήρες γίνονται mentioned, αλλά δεν έχουν δεύτερο story quest εδώ και από πέρυσι. Παρόλο να πέσω. Well,
It came from that direction. Come on.
Oh, how much speed the world? Ωραία, νάτος.
I've come here to clean the book warehouse plenty of times before. But this is the first time I've run into these crooks.
Απλά υπάρχει.
I am, thanks to all of you. Hey, wait a minute. You're the traveler, aren't you? And you're with... Lady Kuching. An honor. Truly an honor.
We'll try not to take up too much of your time. I understand that this book warehouse is the property of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Could you advise whether we might find any text relating to the stove god in this collection?
The stove god? I heard that's the Lord of Geo, right?
Huh? Really?
Yeah. A friend of mine who conducts research mentioned it once before. We use stoves for cooking, and stoves are built from rock. Some people think that the stove is a gift from the Lord of Geo. And that's why they call him the stove god.
Yeah.
Seems logical enough. But do you have any books on the topic?
I'm sorry, I'd have to ask the young master about that.
Any questions? Please, ask away.
Hey, it's Chongyun and Xingqiu.
Αναρωτιέμαι τι κάνουν μαζί.
Hello, one and all.
Έχει story quest, so... Αυτό το είχα βάλει και για τον Bennett, αλλά αυτό ήταν πριν ή όταν είχε βγει το Hangout event που technically είναι story quest. So yeah, we know about you.
Hey guys, what are you doing here?
I was bored with nothing to do, and thought I'd come out this way for a bit of reading. And then I thought, why not bring Chongyun along too?
Yes. I'm just along for the ride, really.
Όπως ο Γκούμπα εκεί πίσω.
I see the Yuheng Kuching is with you. Whatever brings you here must surely be a matter of grave importance.
Bah.
Master Xingqiu, if I may be so bold, do you happen to know if there are any texts on the subject of the stove god among this collection?
Since I personally selected which volumes to store here, I do have some recollection of their contents. If my memory betrays me not,
There is one volume among them called Demystifying the Legends of Liyue, which mentions the stove god.
Might I take a look?
Certainly. If it pleases my lady, I shall lead the way. Sheng, I will take care of things here. You're free to go about your own business.
They're back! So did you find it?
Yes, Master Xingqiu has quite an exceptional memory. Demystifying the Legends of Liyue does indeed mention the stove god. However, it says the following. The body of the dragon wielded a tail that could eclipse the sun, and claws to command fire and teach the ways of wisdom. Receiving the gift bequeathed unto them, humankind cooked food with fire, and thus did they prosper.
The body of a dragon? The stories about Rex Lapis say the same thing.
That much is true. But this is the only passage in the whole book. If we want to find out more, we'll have to continue our investigation. There's nothing further to discover here. It seems we'll have to look at other options.
I come from a long lineage of exorcists, and our family too has amassed a number of ancient texts. Now that you mention the stove god, I seem to recall reading somewhere that this god once appeared at the Guili Assembly. Of course, I can't say if it's true or not.
Books are penned by people. All they can do is show what the author was thinking. Everyone's mind is different, so every book on a given topic will give a different account. I apologize that we could not help in a more substantial capacity.
Your help thus far is quite ample.
Πού
Liyue
πάει
is
ο
a
άλλος?
vast and rich land. All things that existed here in the past have left their trace. So long as we do not abandon our search, it is sure to bear fruit eventually. Thank you all. We will continue our investigation elsewhere.
Oh, hold up. I had a question too. Xingqiu, Chongyun, could you tell me what kind of food you like?
Πάγο. Όχι καρότα όλος.
Food? Oh no. You're not thinking of taking part in the masterful chefs, are you?
Για να σε ρωτάει τι πιστεύεις.
Yeah, I totally am. What's wrong? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
Φοβάται μην φτιάξεις κάτι καυτόριο για τον απογειώσει.
Xiangling, this is a major event. I beg you, please don't cook anything strange for this competition.
What do you mean strange?
Όχι cubes, ruin guards, άνθρωπους, ανθρώπους δεν ξέρω, τονισμός έχω, paimons.
Mushroom slime stew, to give one example.
Αυτό.
Okay, fair enough. That dish isn't my most popular. But that's why I'm doing all this research, so I can create some really special dishes to win everyone over.
Well, in that case, I like cold food.
That's because you can't handle hot and spicy, right?
Obviously.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
My tastes are on the mild side. I prefer gentle dishes with minimal seasoning. Soups and stews, vegetables and broth, seafood or freshwater fish, either boiled or steamed. These kinds of dishes I am most partial to.
No surprises from the Guhua Geek. Okay, another mild child. Got it.
These are just personal preferences, and everyone's are quite different. Are you sure this eclectic mix of opinions will be of any use?
Of course! You're my customers, and putting a smile on customers' faces is my calling as a chef.
Though Xiangling's market research blade stabs often into the dark, her heart never strays from the noble path.
If anyone can win hearts and minds with their cooking, it's gotta be someone like Xiangling. She's got pure intentions and really cares about the customers. No, where's all this praise coming from? Knock it off, guys. You're embarrassing me. Sorry for holding you all up. That's all I needed to know. Shall we carry on with the investigation now? Over to you, Kuching. Where to next?
So we've learned the stove god allegedly made an appearance at the Guili Assembly. But today that place is largely a wasteland with few traces of human activity. Longshuin is close by, so let's stop off there on the way over and see what we can find out.
Τι, περιμένεις να ρωτήσω Ζακ και να σου πει απάντηση? Ναι, μεθαύριο ίσως.
Forgive us, for this is where we must part ways. May your journey be a smooth one.
Αν πάμε στο Wang Swing, μόνο smooth δεν θα είναι, άντε. Τα λέμε, παραμεθαύριο.
Yes, best of luck. If you run into any difficulties, come and find us. We'll be only too glad to help.
Let's go! Next stop, Wangshu Inn.
Ωραία. Πήγαμε. Wangshu. Ωραία, θα δω. Πόση ώρα γράφω, μισό λεπτό. Είναι 2 ώρες και 1 τέταρτο. Damn. Έχω πολλή ώρα. Είμαι τόσο σίγουρος πως το commission απλά γιατί αυτό το commission σήμερα όταν πάω να κάνω αυτό. Πες να τα έχω ήδη τα items. Χέρια. Λέω του σχέδιο, οκ. Δεν θα είναι δύσκολο να το βρούμε. Φύγω από εδώ. Ωραία, πήρα ό,τι υπάρχει από εδώ, νομίζω ότι ήταν αρκετό, πάμε. Α, ένα χρειάζεται. Οκ. Και για πάμε να δώσουμε το φαγητό να τελειώνουμε για να μπορούμε να συνεχίσουμε το story. Ναι, αυτός ο Θεοψαράς. Και με βγάζει και stick drift τώρα, μπράβο ρε controller. Για μισό λεπτό. Ένα live stream είπα να κάνω μέσα στα 30 προβλήματα με έπιασαν. τώρα. Ωραία, ελπίζω να έφτιαξε. Τώρα δεν κρατάω καν το controller. Δεύτερη προσπάθεια. Ωραία.
Traveler, who are all these people?
Friends of ours! Allow Paimon to introduce Xiangling, Goba, and Kuching.
Goba απλά κοιτάει.
Kuching? Of the Chishing? She's the,
Hi.
It's not that. It's... I mean, I'm just your typical commoner. I've never met someone as high up as the Yuhang before in my whole life.
First time for anything.
Strong body, those powerful hands, and honest eyes. This guy must be a really great chef.
So, is there something I can help you with? You've come a long way out to end up at Wangshu Inn.
Let me fill you in.
Oh, okay. I see.
Legends claim that the Stove God once appeared at the Guili Assembly. As Wangshu Inn is the oldest extant building in this area, any historical texts from around these parts are likely to have ended up here. Is there a room in this inn for storing books? And if there is, do any of them mention the Stove God?
Well, now that you mention it, we do have a fair few ancient texts here. I remember looking through an old recipe book once. I just need to remember where they're all stored. If you are happy to wait here for a few minutes, I'll go have a look right away. Oh, Traveler, there's something I need to discuss with you.
What is it? We need to pay up or something?
No, I wouldn't take your money. We're all friends here. I just wanted to ask if you had the time to make a satisfying salad for me.
Satisfying salad? What for?
Yeah, guy who hangs out on the roof terrace, you know? Good-looking fella, not too tall.
Don't you think he can hear you?
Μια χαρά σ' ακούει.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, you know who I mean.
Τον όχι ομιλητικό, όχι ψηλό.
The boss told me to take care of him, but this guy, let me tell you, he is one tough nut to crack. He usually turns his nose up at everything that isn't almond tofu. But the boss told me you once made him a satisfying salad, and it all went down so well. So I was thinking, could you teach me how to make it too? That way, I'll have something else in my arsenal.
Oh, so this is for show!
Well, that's life, right? You gotta look out for your own people.
Τρίτη φορά που έχω αυτό με το controller.
All right then. Wait right here. I'll be just 1 minute.
Clock is ticking.
Sorry for the trouble, Traveler. Okay.
Here you are.
Thank you ever so much.
While Kuching's reading her book, let's make that satisfying salad. Xiangling, what are you gonna...
Oh, I'd love to come watch too, but I don't want to get in the way, so I'll just stay here with Kuching.
Okay. Shall we go then?
Go ahead and get started. I'll just watch from over here. I only need to watch you make it once to have it committed to memory.
That should do it.
Okay, για να δω. Τι materials θέλει. Εδώ. Α, 2 μήλα. Οκ, όλοι τώρα. Αυτές μπορώ να κάνω τεράγματα. Α, μπορώ.
Okay. Interesting.
Ooh, this book is pretty complicated.
Genshin is the best place to watch the moon. That's why all our routes are already booked out.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Κοίτα! Το control απλά δεν θέλει να λειτουργήσει μαζί μου σήμερα στο μέρος του stream. Το μέτρο. Μήλο έχετε, ξέρω εγώ, τα έχει εκεί πέρα. Όλα. Μήλο θέλει το μέτρο. Ναι, αυτό είναι μήλο. Κάπου πάνε και να βρω μήλο τώρα, φόλυντα.
Let's play!
Και για μήλα. Ή πουθενά, ξέρω εγώ. Εκεί, επιτέλους. Μου πήρε λίγη ώρα. Ωραία, θέλω να σίγουρα αυτό να λειτουργεί το ακουστικό μου. Ωραία, σε κάνω κάτι. Θα τροπούς. Okay, so that... Και εδώ είμαστε.
All right, thanks for that. I think I've got it now.
You got all the steps down, right?
Of course. Don't forget, I am the best chef around these parts.
Let's go see what Kuching and Xiangling are up to. Kuching, Xiangling!
You finished cooking? Good timing. We finished our reading too.
And? Useful? Or no?
Useful. There is a passage concerning the stove god, and it's not what we were expecting. I quote, 60 miles to the northwest is the Guili Assembly. Many were settled there, where they hunted in groups, farmed the land, and made their living from what the soil yielded. When the stove god descended, one god became many, all of which were the height of children. As does a star when it descends into the world, so the stove god went out among the common folk and taught them to create fire. With fire, the people at last learned to make hot food, and they dined on rice congee and cooked meat thereafter. This is a radically different account from the one given in Demystifying the Legends of Liyue, and also a conflicting one.
One god became many? Does that mean there was more than one stove god?
Taking the text at face value, that is what it says.
Went out among the common folk and taught them to create fire. So did the stove god really go and teach people how to cook firsthand?
Now that's a god who truly cared for their people.
So, we've got two leads, but they contradict each other. How do we know which one to believe?
By continuing our investigation and reserving judgment for now. Thank you for this text, Yanxiao.
It's my pleasure, really. Think nothing of it. If anything, I should be thanking the traveler. Listen, you've helped me an awful lot. Not just today, but in the past, too. I want to make it up to you properly, and as it happens, things are pretty quiet here today. So, I'd like to take the chance to treat you all.
Wow, he sure sounds confident in his cooking. I like that. I really want to try his cooking. I say we take him up on his offer.
It's hard to refuse a generous offer like that. Yes, I think we can fit this in. Yanxiao, we await your culinary creations with great anticipation.
I won't disappoint.
I think you own the place.
I'll sit here with Guba.
Κάνει ηχητικά εφέ ο Γκούμπα.
Here we are. That's everything you ordered.
It all smells amazing. I think I've met my fellow finalist. It smells beautiful.
Strange. I never would have guessed that such a gifted chef worked here. This inn isn't particularly known for its food.
Everyone likes a good meal, whether they're staying the night or just stopping by for a bite. We call it an inn, but the fact is it's much more than that. We have to cater to all aspects of daily life to make this a true home away from home.
Yeah?
Please enjoy your meal at your leisure. I should get back to work now.
Yanxiao, are you taking part in this year's Masterful Chefs?
Huh? You too?
Yup. I've signed up already, and I've got my eyes on the prize. Your cooking's delicious, Yanxiao. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the final.
Huh. Interesting. All right. I'll see you there.
What was that? Some kind of power move?
No, it seemed more sportsmanlike than that.
Yep, he's a really talented chef. His food was excellent, and it showed he has a level-headed personality. That's the kind of chef that could be a match for me. I haven't had any competitive cooking experience since my cook-off with Brooke in Springvale. You're too kind. Guoba, what are you doing?
Τι είναι αυτή η φάτσα?
Guoba's eating the...
Those were Kuching's! How could you steal them while she wasn't looking?
Δεν ήταν golden shrimp balls, όχι, όχι,
Oh, my golden shrimp balls.
όχι ρε. Πρώτα κατέστρεψε όμως, πόση ώρα μιλάγαμε. Παιδιά, δεν μπορούσε να κάνετε render με έναν ήχο. Περδεμένο.
You ate every last one? Guoba, we've been through this. When we're with friends, you gotta be on your best behavior, okay?
Φας τον πάλι στο τσαντάκι, ξέρω εγώ.
I'm so sorry, Kuching. I promise I'll make it up to you.
What's the big deal? We can just get another plate. After all, it's Yunqiao's treat today.
Φτιάξω εγώ, ναι.
It's not the same, though. The moment's gone. Sure, you can eat something else, but you can never go back and change the feeling of despair as your food is snatched away from right under your nose. A dining experience is a trinity of emotion, food, and atmosphere, and you've got to have all three to make it work.
I have to say, now that you mention it, that is a very accurate appraisal of the situation.
I'm gonna make it up to you, Kuching. Is there anything you want to eat? Anything at all?
I don't have high hopes for this. But equally, I don't want her feeling guilty. Okay, I'll let her do this for me. If you insist, there is one dish that perhaps you could try making for me.
No problem.
I'll get it to you when we're back in Liyue Harbor. Traveler, have you finished eating? Before we do anything else, let's head back to Liyue Harbor. I need to fetch something.
Need to get something from A to B.
Hold up. Okay. Εδώ. Εδώ είμαστε.
I need to go home to fetch my grandfather's notes. Let's meet at Wanmin Restaurant later.
Great! I'll go get everything ready. Traveler, what about you? Are you gonna do your own thing for a while, or do you want to come in and have a seat?
Να ψάξουμε το ζόγγλι, εγώ λέω.
I actually have something to discuss with him. You go ahead. We'll join you later.
Αναρωτιέμαι τι μπορεί να είναι αυτό.
Okay, gotcha.
Traveler, come here for a moment. I need your advice on something. What do I need to do to get along with Xiangling?
Seriously? That's what's stressing you out?
What's so strange about it? Why are you looking at me like that?
You're super smart, and you're always so sure of yourself. Paimon thought you'd never need advice from anyone about anything.
Well, that's just ridiculous. Xiangling's always so warm and friendly with me. This time especially. And now she's desperate to do me a favor. So, is that supposed to mean... we're friends already? I'm just not used to dealing with people who are so warm right from the get-go. How exactly am I supposed to respond to that? Noted. Thank you, Traveler. I'll see you again shortly.
What's making Kuching so self-conscious? Paimon thought nobody would be able to get under her skin.
To our success. Today, I think I may have...
Hey, we're here!
Hey, grab a seat. I'm just running through my ingredients to see what I'm missing.
Oh, we're gonna do this now?
What is it?
But this is your idea! Why you gotta dump it on Paimon? Okay, so back at Longshu Inn, we noticed you and Kuching were getting along pretty well. So you really like hanging out with her, huh?
Yep. Kuching's good-natured and easy to be around. The kind of person everyone wants to know, right?
You're a braver person than Paimon. The first time we met Kuching, Paimon found her pretty intimidating.
You think so? I remember thinking straight away that she was really easy to get along with. Didn't you see her sneaking treats to Goba back at Wangshu Inn?
Yeah, she's great. We know that now. We're just talking about first impressions.
First impressions? Oh, okay. Hey, have you guys eaten grilled shellfish before?
We've eaten shellfish before, but I don't think we've ever tried eating them grilled.
Oh, you're missing out. I'll grill some for you another time. But anyway, Kuching's like a shellfish. Maybe a little closed off at first, but once you get to know her, she's got a soft and squishy side too. Not to mention that even after her favorite food was stolen away, she was still happy looking after Goba. I'm really grateful for that.
You make a good point. You know, Xiangling's intuition for people seems really spot on. Is that why she took a liking to Kuching so quickly?
Alright, let's see. We're okay for carrots and crab, and we still got some ham and mushrooms. I wonder what Kuching's recipe is gonna be.
Huh? What was that noise?
What's going on? What the?
Ah, it's the ladybird!
Excuse me. One shall not be addressed in such a manner.
Ποιος?
One shall be known as Adeptus, whose name, should you care to mention it, is Cloud Retainer.
Man, who cares about you, bro?
Cloud Retainer. That does sound like an Adeptus name.
Bro, κάποιος λέει το όνομα σου λάθος. Δεν το πες σωστά, πες το. Τι στο κάνω.
Well spoken. One shall let this young lady's enlightened words atone for the ignorant ones of her friend.
Ποιος εγώ?
A while it has indeed been, traveler. Does one surmise correctly that you hasten hither to partake in the Moon Chase Festival? Ah, so even the illustrious traveler has been summoned to attend the Moon Chase Festival. As expected, this year's theme stands proud against the test of public scrutiny.
The theme? You mean...
The very same. Moon Chase Festival falls during the season when many cooking ingredients are ripe. Hence, it is a fitting time to enjoy the finest of foods. One noticed the relative pomp and ceremony with which this year's affairs are being conducted, and could not abide to stand idly by. Let it be known that one's culinary proficiency and ingenuity is uncontested in all the world. Thus does one now appear in this realm, that those who inhabit it might witness one's latest creation, a supreme cuisine machine.
A supreme cuisine what?
What's a supreme cuisine?
Patience. One's purpose here today is to meet and to greet. Nothing further. All traveler, you are one who has witnessed much of the culinary world. When the day comes, one would be most pleased to see you in attendance, offering your most vociferous ovations.
Oh, so we're officially
That which is implicitly understood needs not be made explicit, let alone official. I shall say no more and dwell here no longer. Await my word. Be there or beware.
This bird always disappears just as quickly as she shows up. Oh, wait, not bird, Adeptus. Hey, wait! Isn't she technically an illuminated bird, though?
She seemed like someone very prestigious and very talented at cooking.
She definitely loves her food.
What are you all huddled together over here for? The Adeptus left up.
Yay! Kuching's back!
Sorry I kept you waiting, Xiangling. This is the recipe from my grandfather's notes. They're not in the best condition, so rather than bring them out of the house, I just transcribed the recipe. Unfortunately, the texts my grandfather worked with were very old. Usually faded, damaged, or both. Some parts are missing from this recipe, too.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look. Give me some time. I need to look into it.
Sorry for the trouble.
Oh, you're all here?
Sounds
familiar.
Sorry to interrupt your conversation. I was in the area buying a few things, and I heard the disturbance, so I felt compelled to come take a look.
You mean Cloud Retainer? I saw her too. She just suddenly showed up right in the middle of the street.
Lady Kuching, you saw her too? Do you, have a moment? I need to discuss something with you.
What is it, Ganyu? Has something urgent come up while I've been—
No, it's nothing work-related. I wanted to ask about, something personal. Is that okay?
A personal matter? Involving me? Surely I haven't done anything improper recently, have I?
Please, Lady Kuching? This is really important to me.
Γιατί φωνητές μου φαίνεται διαφορετική, ή εγώ έχω ξεχάσει πως ακούει την Ganyu.
Oh, okay.
Μισό να το ψάξω λίγο γρήγορα. Okay.
I noticed Cloud Retainer was here for quite a while. Did she say anything about...
about your childhood?
What? Really? I was getting really worried. Once she gets talking to people, she tends to go off on all sorts of tangents. So I was worried she might have bored you with some stories about me.
Το έχει κάνει την άλλη φορά όμως.
Your name didn't even come up, so you've nothing to worry about.
Kuching, how are you not asking a bunch of questions right now? There's obviously some juicy gossip here. Aren't you curious to find out what it is?
Please, no, don't do that to me.
Of course not. Whatever it is, I'm not curious and I'm not going to ask. If Ganyu has a secret and she wishes to keep it that way, nobody should make it their business to try and get it out of her. That's just basic decency, is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Kuching, thank you.
You're so
kind and considerate. I've always seen that in you.
What's that got to do with... Honestly... Go on, you should be getting the...
Oh my, you're right, I should. Okay, everyone, please excuse me. I should get back to work now. Take good care of
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Πολλά και διάφορα.
Don't worry, Ganyu, we will.
Thanks. Hope to see you again soon.
Just ignore her.
Hey everyone! I just had an idea. It only occurred to me when that Adeptus showed up. Do you think the Stove God could be an Adeptus too? Ooh, could be.
I don't want to assert either way, but it seems highly likely.
In that case, we should go ask the Adepti about it. I think my master might be able to help.
Master? You mean your teacher is an Adeptus?
Uh-huh. She's over at Eugene Terrace. Come on, I'll introduce you.
Sí. Ποιος είναι? Έχουμε συναντήσει εδώ όλους λίγο χαρακτήρες εκτός από τον Ζων Λι. Θα πάθω σοκ, rage και rage αν τον συναντήσουμε. Α, η Γιάν Φέη ίσως είναι. Α, ή Madame Pin. Όχι, τι είναι, ακόμα έτσι ο Γκόμπα.
Hello, Xiangling.
Madame Ping is Xiangling's master?
I did not expect that.
Master, how are you keeping these days? Are you well?
Oh, very well, thank you. What a surprise it is that you all had the time to come and visit me today.
Hello.
Master, we came here because we have a question for you. Do you know about the Stove God?
Of course I know the Stove God.
Does this mean you know them personally?
Ah, I see. It's the Moon Chase Festival, isn't it?
No.
How interesting. So you came to hear some stories about the Stove God.
That's right. We're investigating something that happened recently.
I see. The great stone surfaces. And so you open an investigation. I must commend your guesswork this far. I did indeed know the Stove God of whom you speak, but it was a great many years ago. Moon Chase was originally a rite observed by the Adepti, not something in which the ordinary people of Liyue would ever partake. But over the years, they have sought to emulate it for themselves many times, giving rise to various festivals bearing the Moon Chase name. On nights when the moon shone bright, everybody would get together for joyful reunions. There would be fine food, fine wines, and choice teas. Later, Rex Lapis unified all of these various festivals under the Moon Chase name to honor an old friend of his. In short, the heavens were our witness as we vowed to the moon to come together in joyful solidarity, to remember the past and reflect upon the present. That is the meaning of the Moon Chase Festival.
Rex Lapis.
That friend made many contributions to Liyue, and Rex Lapis would not have them go unrecognized. Turning this season into a commemoration of his old friend was also a way to honor that friendship. I can only presume that the Stove God Festival was one of the many subsumed into the Moon Chase.
In the hands of Rex Lapis, our nation's traditions were faithfully upheld. It is to their detriment that we must now be the ones to inherit this duty.
Ah, Kuching, I simply won't allow you to be so down on yourself. Nothing would delight Rex Lapis more than to know that those who follow in his footsteps continue to value these traditions and are working tirelessly to do them justice.
Thank you.
Lady Kuching.
Lady
Kuching, Lady Ningguang wishes to speak with you.
Και στείλε όλο
Ningguang's looking for me? Must be important. Please excuse me, everyone. If I'm not back soon, you'll find me at Ningguang's office.
Λες και έχουμε ξαναμπεί στο office της Ningguang.
There she goes. Kaching's a lot more serious when she's got her work face on.
Do you want to know who Rex Lapis's friend was?
Ναι, μίλα, όπως είσαι.
Yes, precisely. There are few genuine coincidences in the world. The story of the Lost Festival and the old friend are indeed one and the same. The Stove God was a good friend of mine, too. What a pity it is that the god is now gone both from the world and from people's memories.
How could that happen?
It is to everyone's regret that the Stove God passed. But gods cannot be fully destroyed, and we made a pact to wait until the land became fruitful once more. For perhaps the Stove God would then return, albeit in a new form.
Really? Master, you must miss the Stove God a lot, right? From the way you talk about it all, it sounds like you were the best of friends.
Yes. Thinking back on it all, there are many fond memories. I'm pleasantly surprised to find that Kuching is investigating this. She is a tenacious child, and anything she sets her mind to, she will diligently pursue. It warms my heart and makes me want to give her a helping hand. Unfortunately, however, I cannot simply give her the answer, for the process is of great importance to her. Kuching's grandfather once researched the Stove God, and now she follows in his footsteps. Since Kuching has inherited this conundrum, so too she must inherit the journey to its resolution.
You knew Kuching's grandpa?
Of course. I count all the people of Liyue among my good friends. I remember when he was the same age as Kuching is now. So young. Grandparent and grandchild are definitely made from the same mold. Both diligent enough to take on anything and bold enough to see it through to the end. I like to think of Liyue as my own little potted plant. I've watched it grow and blossom, and it grows more beautiful all the time. In the blink of an eye, the buds of yesterday are in full bloom today. It's wonderful to see. For new blossoms must bloom on the branches if the tree is to remain evergreen and ever young. My dears, you are absolutely right to focus your investigation on the stone. It is, as you suppose, the lost statue of the Stove God, and within it lie all the answers that you seek. I should like to see the stone for myself if you would lead me to it. Perhaps the truth will emerge even as we watch on.
Για να πάμε να δούμε τότε.
You're all here. I was just about to send someone to fetch you.
Kuching, has the stone undergone any changes?
A crack has appeared in one corner, but we still can't tell what's inside.
What happened? Did someone chip it while no one else was looking?
More likely a natural occurrence. Our weapons have had no effect on it.
How would a natural occurrence crack it open?
This is because the Stove God draws power from the actions of the masses. The heat of a busy kitchen, the joy of a reunion. Keep up the good work, and the truth will rise to the surface soon enough.
All the books say the Stove God is the deity of food. So is the stone opening up because everyone's cooking for the festival?
Statues draw power from their people. So, if the Stove God has dominion over cooking, could it be that the passion people put into their cooking gives power to the Stove God? Ningguang and I chose Feast of the Bounteous Land as this year's theme, and now every chef signed up for the competition is busy preparing. Paimon's theory is not an unreasonable one.
Plus, a lot of families have reunion feasts around this time. With everyone back home, the whole city's bustling with people, and that adds a lot to the festive atmosphere.
Απλά ακούω την ιστορία.
So if the stone
Και κάνω
cracked
record
because
πόσο
Lilith
είμαστε
started
σχεδόν
getting
3 ώρες.
festive, that must mean that when the festive fever peaks, it'll bust right open. That's gotta be it.
Well, we'll have to see then, won't we?
Okay, the fact that cooking is involved gives us a perfect opportunity. The selection phase of masterful chefs will be held indoors and seen by only a few people, but the finals will be held outside in public. Everyone who wants to will be able to come and watch it. The atmosphere will be incredibly lively, no question.
And when the finals end, boom!
It's definitely a possibility.
Well, I've already signed up.
Yes, for a chef as accomplished as yourself, getting to the finals should be a breeze.
All this talk of cooking competitions is making...
Είναι το part 1. Έχει κι άλλο. Όχι, δεν θα το κάνω σήμερα. Αυτό που θα κάνω record. Κάτσε λίγο, κάνω level up την μπάλα level 70 και θα σας πω τώρα πόση ώρα κάνω record. Α, δεν μπορώ. Λοιπόν. Θα κάνω record 3 ώρες. So, ναι, δεν θα συνεχίσω τώρα το υπόλοιπο story. Άρχισε και αυτό το Steve τώρα. Όχι, σταμάτησα. Wow. Αυτό είναι World Quest. Δεν συνεχίσω. Α, είναι World Quest που έχει να κάνω. Ή κάτι μικρά έτσι. Και quests. Να πάρω, ξέρω, τα items. Okay. Εντάξει. Αύριο αυτό. Κυριολεκτικά δεν μπορώ αυτό. Θα πάω αμέσως για εκείνο. Άρα ναι, θα συνεχίσω αύριο με... Ή θα κάνω record λογικά ή θα κάνω live, θα το σκεφτώ και θα δείτε.